Eugene, it's been 12 months since you've been to this tournament. How much have you changed as a player and a person within that 12 months?
Well, I think this was a great tournament for me last year. It kind of started a great year for me, and I think I gained so much more experience after that as well. More big matches, more high-pressure situations. But, it's so great to be back, and I just have memories flooding in all the time. Any court I practice on, or just the locker room, or this press room, it's great memories from last year.
The year after the breakthrough year can often be difficult, defending a lot of ranking points. Do you feel the weight of expectation?
Yeah, a couple of people keep telling me this. I try to see it as just a new year. I'm not concerned about defending points from last year. To me, it's 2015. I start at 0, and I try to do as well as I can. My past results don't mean anything when I'm going to walk out on the court tomorrow. So I still have to fight and try to play as well as I can, and have great memories from last year, but it really doesn't mean anything to me this year.
Jeannie, what sort of confidence, if any, do you take from that win over Serena in Perth? You hadn't beaten her prior, and it was a pretty emphatic scoreline.
Yeah, it definitely was the Hopman Cup, so it wasn't, a tournament. But, it's still good to play against a great champion like that and, feel a bit better in a match against her than in my previous encounters with her. So I think I had a few good matches in Hopman in general, and, hopefully that'll help me this week.
Gee, how do we describe Diego Ayala?
He's someone I worked with when I was younger, and so there's that familiarity which I have with him right now, which is good. He's been on tour with a few players and can hit really well as well. And, he just knows me from when I was younger, and I think you don't get that on the tour now so much, so I think that's helpful for me right now.
And how should we describe him? As your temporary coach, or
How should
we describe him? How would you describe
him how you want. But for me, we decided to come to Australia together, and I don't know where it's going to go, but that's the plan for now.
Jeannie, you're always pretty active on social media. Does that take a bit of a backward step over this next 2 weeks, or will you still be up there pounding them out as much as possible?
Maybe I'll get my agent to do some posts from now on to try to stay focused. But I think it's a fun thing to do, and it's really cool to be able to engage with fans. But I definitely, go on a lot less. I never try to read things about myself anyway, but especially in a tournament, I just kind of turn everything off. If I have something funny or a picture, maybe I'll put something, but I really try to stay focused. And, I think, who was it, like LeBron James? He says he turns off his phone during the playoffs. Maybe I should do something like that. It's a little extreme, but it's really important to just stay in your bubble.
Jeannie, your popularity boomed here last year. You're looking forward to seeing your Jeannie Army on Rod Laver Arena again. I know they're looking forward to seeing you.
Well, hopefully I can see them on Margaret Court tomorrow. That's my first match, and, the only thing I'm focused on right now. But yeah, this is where it all started a year ago, so it's kind of cool to be back and to hopefully see them this week. I'm pretty sure they'll show up. They actually came to Perth during the Hopman Cup, so that was a nice surprise, and I don't know, they're really cool kids, and to kind of create something like that, and I'm just so impressed with their kind of organizational skills, and I think there's like 8 guys and 1 girl, and obviously the girl does all the managing and stuff, but it's just really impressive that these young 20-year-olds, they've traveled to see me, they've made T-shirts, they've made songs. Like, I don't even know if my friends would do that for me, so it's impressive to see.
Not many people, all players have fans, but not many people have their own little cheer squad in the stadium themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It was really cool to see that start here last year, especially when, I was on court 15 and I was playing against a wild card, and, they were there from the first round last year. So I guess, they believe a little bit in me, which is nice. It gives me a little bit of confidence.
How much contact do you have with them?
They contact me once in a while. On social media, maybe sometimes we'll kind of joke with each other. I saw them in Perth, and I said maybe we would hang out in Melbourne, so we'll see what happens.
How was your off-season? Was it a bit more complicated because of the change of coach, or was it as usual?
It was definitely a different off-season for me. I made a lot of changes, and I kind of wanted to wait till the end of the year to do that when we have a few months off. I think it was better to not do it in the middle of the season. But yeah, you know, change can be scary, but change can also be good. So it's just about adapting now, and you know, I think slowly putting the pieces in the right place, and I'm feeling good.
Where do you played Friedsam once? What do you know about her?
I did. I think in a challenger a couple of years ago. I know she's talented. I think she's young as well, and I think she has a good serve, good forehand. I don't really remember 100%, but I mean, I'm just gonna be ready for a battle. You know, it'll be my first, you know, tournament match of 2015. So I'm really excited to go out there and try to do my best. You know, try just prove to myself that, you know, I can, you know, get some matches under my belt at the beginning of the year. I think that's always very important. But yeah, I mean, I don't know her that much, but I'll try to get some info, I guess.
What, if anything, did you take away from Singapore? That was obviously a tough week for you, but I mean, it came at the end of such a great year. So what were a couple learning points that you maybe walked away from that tournament with?
Yeah, it was my first experience at the year-end championships, so, you know, even if it didn't go the way I wanted to, it was still, you know, nice to be there, an experience to see how it goes. To be among the top 8 in the world is always something special. So to achieve that, you know, I'm proud to have gone there. But again, disappointed with how it went. I'm never really satisfied. But it's an interesting tournament. I think it's amazing that we can, you know, all kind of play at least 3 matches against each other, and it just kind of ends the year on a really good, intense note, I think.